Welcome back everyone. So after we imported our data frame successfully in Colab notebook, we can look here at several useful functions here in Spark. We can use this function head. We can retrieve the first determined number of rows in this data frame. So for example, if we type head 10, that means we need to retrieve the first 10 rows in this data frame. Let's execute this cell. Scroll down. We see here that we retrieved the first 10 rows in this data frame. If we didn't type anything, we just left it empty, Shift Enter, we'll get by default the top 20 rows. So if we don't determine the number of rows we want to retrieve here, we'll get the default one, which is 20 rows. So that's how to get the top rows in our data frame. And to retrieve the first row only, we type df.first parenthesis to get the first row. Run this cell and we got here only the first row. First, you will see the name of the column and the first row. So the first row here, region equal Middle East and North America, country equal Libya, item, cosmetics, and so on. To get the last row in the data frame, we type df.tail and here we determined the number to be 5. Shift Enter. And we see we got here the last 5 rows. And we can also verify the data types here in our data frame. So we need to find what type of data we have in these columns. So we need to type the name of the data frame df dot and we use dtypes function to see our data types. Click on the cell and we see here that all columns have the same data type string, and that because we didn't do any change yet to our columns. So after that we can use describe function to have a look at our data. So let's Shift Enter here and let's have a look at the summary of our data description. First, in the first column we have the count. The count shows here we have 1000 rows in region and we got 2 nulls here, mean and standard deviation. The minimum value here is Asia. Because here this is a string data type, the letters start with A, so A is the first one, and last one here, the maximum value is S. Same thing for country, we have 997, and we got 2 nulls here, and these are the minimum and maximum. And as you see here in order date, this is the minimum date we have, and this is the maximum date. And in numbers also you can see this is the minimum number and this is the maximum number. And to find out what are the columns we have in our data frame, we simply need to type df.columns. So let's run this cell, let's run this code here in this cell, and these are the columns we have in this data frame. And we may change the name of each column if you want to, and we are going to see that later on. So in this tutorial, we got a quick overview on our data using some useful functions. In the next tutorial, we are going to do some data cleaning to prepare our data for analysis. So see you in the next tutorial.